What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. You guys, I did not think 25K. I I never even envisioned 25K. Like, I am so thankful that you guys choose to spend your time with me. I'm so thankful to meet YouTubers like Layla who just kind of are nice and embrace you. Like, I'm just very thankful, very happy. So I was like, let me come on and celebrate. Layla said she would do it. So we got some hot topics to cover. Is my thing really loud? Because it's showing red.
Not to me. It's not too loud to me.
Okay, well, is this too loud? I was gonna drink out of this and
What is
I-
that?
it's a
Oh no,
tumbler
that's Giselle. That's Giselle's dress. Is that what that is?
in in red. They mass
Oh my
produced them.
god. Terrible.
I
Terrible.
was gonna be drinking out of this. I see you guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
A lot of
Congratulations.
Thank you. A lot of my
Congratulations.
day ones. So we got to do the intro and then we'll get right into it.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big Mouse. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
She lied, and I should have known better when I seen her hair.
I gotta feel
That gets me every time. Every time.
Interesting enough story. I'm a very private person, so it is very strange to me that like so many people, like the reach, my real life coworkers have found me. Like,
Uh,
and that video, one of my subscribers literally just hit me up yesterday and she was like, I know the lady with the hair.
oh no.
She thought it was, she thinks
No.
the thing is funny, but she was like, I know her with the hair. You would be surprised to know her actual real life story. So apparently, I think there was like some foster care situations with her, and she's a motivational speaker. She has her own hair salon. She has a celebrity client. She had like a really rough life, and I'm just like, you just never know. But
Oh wow.
she thinks the Judge Mathis skit is funny.
Yeah. Well, good, good, good. I'm glad she's not offended.
Yeah, no, she thought it was funny. We just have to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So Layla is a subject matter expert on all things Bravo. So not Mim's pimp cup. I I'm sure you could find these. A lot of your grandmas probably have this cup. It's very fancy. It's a play on Giselle for sure. So I went through my sister's cabinet and I saw this. I'm like, wait. um, Giselle. So I did a video a few weeks ago, Layla. It was
Yes.
called Exposed. Giselle admits to lying on camera. She did an interview where she talked about putting sauce on a lot of things that she says on the show. And to me, I interpreted that as she stated it. I lie. Anytime
Yeah.
you put sauce on the truth, it's a lie.
Right. Right. You're turning it into a lie. Yeah. That's how I took it too. Yeah.
I literally just released a kind of like a sneak peek of the reunion, and on the reunion they are really like grilling Mia. And so when they get to the part about embezzlement, where Giselle just drops that word, like that's not a word that you really just throw out there about anybody.
Right. Right.
Layla, I can't find any blog or publication that wrote that up and used that word. You remember when this came out around October of last year? Did you hear anything like that?
No, I do remember when it came out, and I remember there were talks like what happened because Mia made that big post, kind of explaining things, but not explaining things. So I remember a lot of the blogs reposting her post and kind of saying, what happened, but I don't remember the exact word embezzlement. No, no.
Because there was no exact word embezzlement. Let me show you this. Y'all, my subscribers know I do like mini deep dives all the time. So let's see. I went through all of these. Can you see?
Yeah.
So we have reality blurb. None of the article mentioned embezzlement. Reality T, page 6, the Jasmine brand, Screen Rant, all about the tea. I went through all of these. Bravo TV, none of them mentioned embezzlement.
Yeah. I'm not
So
surprised. I'm not.
I think that qualifies as a lie. And when the clip aired, Mia was she was kind of like stumbling over her words as she does, and she was getting offended because they were all laughing at her, except
Right.
for Karen, who she, alleged during that bachelorette party that Karen was the lady of the night. She's the one who threw out that term.
But I don't think she was a legend. They were talking about Karen like she was a lady of the night. So she was verifying, are you saying she's a lady of the night? It wasn't her allegation. So when Giselle said that to Karen, I felt like that was a lie. That was another lie from the mouth of Giselle.
You're very true. And very right. I'm just saying, as a friend, I want you to say, I know she's not. Not, well, are you saying she is? Those are two very different things.
Yeah, but their friendship, on this show is very different. In my opinion, it's not true friendship. So
okay, well, that's fair. That's definitely fair. Let's see what the comments are saying. Sassy girl, thank you so much for the super chat. She says you need your fur coat on to go with your cup. Somebody came for my fur coat.
Oh my God.
Who? I think they were. I did a video and there was a Porsche segment in the video, and I was like kind of clowning the fact that Simon made up his own military jacket and decided to wear that.
Yes, that was so weird and low-key disrespectful, right? To real veterans. Yeah.
Had his own coat on, and I poked a little fun at Porsche, and somebody came back and was like, I subscribed and not unsubscribed because you wearing that coat. I liked it because I thought it was real, but now after hearing you, I know it's fake. I was just like, whoa. I'm one of the nicer ones. But okay, thank you, Sassy girl. Fifi,
that's what I see
25K.
when I get. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can say it.
No, I just get all kind of like, strikes and stuff on my channel. And I say the same thing, like, but I'm nice. I'm one of the nicer bloggers, but I still get the strikes, the copyright claims, all of that.
I haven't gotten that yet, but I have gotten I have a few trolls that follow me. I told you about the one I thought was Mia because she used the word Rima. Then I had another one after that, another person who there were no comments. They started their channel like the end of December. So then they made a comment basically saying, you should be thanking Mia. Your channel got views and clicks off her. And there was a lot of stuff. But if you just started, and they commented under my community tab. So that means that they just started their channel.
Right.
Then they're commenting under my community tab, which means you've already followed me. And then you're talking about the stuff that I've run on Mia. So how did you have time to see my videos on Mia? Because you are Mia. I know it's Mia. I know it's like, thank God YouTube allows you to see how new a channel is.
Right. I love that feature. Yeah.
So yeah, it's really hard to troll people now unless you have like a bunch of troll accounts that are old. Fifi, thank you so much. She says 25K, much deserved. Fifi is like one of my day
Yes.
ones. She likes a bit of mess. She
Yeah.
likes a bit of mess.
Nothing wrong with that.
We see you, Mia. This is my tax return super chat. Thank you so much. If you knew better, you know better. I accept tax returns.
Give me 1 second.
I definitely accept. It says your channel was popping before you mentioned Mia Rima. Kadi V, thank you for your service. Oh yeah, Kadi was definitely in the military. Congrats. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. What is the member thing? So a member, they get like special badges and icons, and I do member only lives and I do like member only giveaways. If you're interested in joining the membership, it's in the description of this video. And I have a member only live where I kind of will be detailing what I've been going through in my life as a caregiver. So definitely I will be doing that. If you're interested in joining Coco. What do you think, before we move on to Kim, what do you think honestly about Giselle's progression from being like the fan favorite to now her being more polarizing? She's gotten to a point where you either love her or you hate her.
Yeah. I think it's good as getting to that point because I feel like her character is lacking. So I feel like people are starting to notice that. And I feel like one thing, like in interviews and when people talk about Giselle, like the first thing they talk about is how beautiful she is. And I do think she's beautiful, but I feel like in a way it's almost like a blinder. Like the outside is beautiful, but do you see what she's doing on the show? And so I feel like, oh Lord, have mercy. Still beautiful. She still look cute to me.
No, she is.
She's got
Giselle
a
is
little
beautiful.
adjustment. But I feel like people are starting to see her for her works. They're seeing her for her works at this point. But the thing about being polarizing, to me, it doesn't mean that like you're going to be kicked off the show anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Andy loves her.
Yeah. So I still don't think she's going anywhere.
If I had to liken Giselle and Karen to any other like reality show on Bravo as it pertains to the reunion setup, it would be Married to Medicine, because every season Andy wants Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone next to him, even if they're not like the central character, even if they don't have drama. Those two are always.
Let's talk about that though, because I don't know if you saw, it's a video Carlos King made, and he was saying how he believes the reason Giselle is always that first chair is because you're going to get a certain performance from her with her being first chair, but if you put her in the second or third or even the fourth chair, she's going to shut down. Like you're not going to get the same performance from her. So I don't know. What do you think? If that's it, even on Married to Medicine, do you think that's possible that they're seated that way, some of them, to get a certain reaction from them?
That's a tough one because we've never seen Giselle not seated. So there's no point of reference to her not being that chair. I think Karen has earned her seat next to Andy. I do not think that Giselle has earned it at all. And that first season, she deserved it. Maybe even the second season. But by the time that we had the Candace Monique fight, those two deserve to be right next to Andy because that was the central part.
Yeah.
No, Layla's looking like no.
The thing is, because I know I didn't get a chance to talk to you about that Candace Monique thing. I always felt that Giselle started that fight from a physical standpoint. Monique has said when Giselle was trying to separate it and she pushed her, she thought it was Candace pushing her, and that's what kind of like set it off. So anytime anyone mentions that fight, I feel like Giselle started it. She made it physical. I feel like she started it by accident. Let me clarify. I feel like she accidentally. I do feel it was an accident. I feel like she really was trying to separate them, but she accidentally. Stay with me now. Woo! Lord my chair. Yeah, trying to tell me something.
Where's my hear no evil? That's I don't think I've stopped fights before in my real life. If you're stopping a fight, more often than not, you're going to get in between the person. You are going to grab the person. Very rarely do you push a person. And for context, Brandon got pushed by Apollo before Apollo pummeled him. Val pushed Candy to get her away from Cynthia and Cynthia's husband. That is not I'm breaking up a fight. That's what you do to the person you don't care. Or even in the hood, that's called getting your lick in without actually.
I don't think it was that. I really don't. Really don't.
You pushed this girl. You did not like try to grab her or hold her. You pushed her. What? But that's neither here nor there. Monique is gone. Right. Even though she's doing lives. I don't know if you did a video about it or did you see the video?
I read about it. I didn't watch the actual video, but I saw like all the headlines.
Mm-hmm. Monique did a video, or I did a video on Monique's video, kind of like reviewing it. And now that I have kind of like a background sense on like PR, you're trying to like promote your local radio show, and they're having like an event. So you start off by talking about Bravo. Right. Then you move on to kind of like throwing OWN under the bus. And then you move into that. So it's like PR 101. Yeah. You talk about what people know you for, and then you pivot to your new thing. So, I mean, kudos to you because you gave us content, but we can kind of see through it.
Yeah. She's a smart girl, though. When it comes to PR, she's a smart girl because whenever she's in the headlines, she promotes her stuff like her oils and her radio show. She always does that. So I'm not going to hate. I'm not mad.
I talked about that when I did my story on NeNe on the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. The problem that I have with NeNe is she understands that if she shades the girls, she's going to get some level of publicity. But unfortunately, she does not have anything to pivot to. It's not like, okay, I'm here now on the Breakfast Club. I'm going to shade Robin, but catch me on my comedy tour. Or I will be presenting at this award show, or, I'm in pre-production with a new nothing. So you just shade these people, you get the publicity, and you're not doing anything. You have no product. With it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And that's true as far as I know, because I think Lanithia's Lounge is not open anymore, if I'm not mistaken. I thought
as far as I know, the lounge is still open. But we found out that she's not like the sole owner. Okay. And she says that she wanted to sell it after her son. But yeah, it's still open as far as I know. Speaking of which, we got a sponsor. We got to keep the bills open. Okay. So today's show is sponsored by Swag Boutique.
Wow. So embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Today's episode is sponsored by Swag Boutique. Thank you, Lanithia. Coco, thank you for joining the membership. I really appreciate it. I will be doing that live. I choose to do like behind the scenes stuff with my members. So we'll be talking about some stuff that is going on personal with me. And I think I'll actually be talking about that interview that I should be conducting hopefully really, really soon. Not I'm so bad. I'm really not. I have toned it down because Layla is very pulled up. Layla is the, epitome of class and sophistication in these YouTube streets.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do.
I'm a mess.
I really do. Listen, when I am on YouTube, I feel like this is like my job. So I feel like I'm professional because I feel like I'm at work. But in real life, it's a different story. Not to say I'm messy in real life, just to say,
it
I'm
is
at
what
work.
it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Thank you, Coco. Thank you, WS Shannon. We will be doing some really cool stuff. I gave away a Prada bracelet, and the second winner has not come forward. So I'm gonna give the second winner probably till the end of February. And if they still don't come forward, then I'm gonna give it to another person because it's just sitting here. Um,
Okay.
let's see. Kim Zolciak. I knew about her pre-foreclosure weeks ago. So I joined the actual site that had listed it as a pre-foreclosure, but I don't run a story if I can't verify. So when I looked through the site, what it showed you before you became a paying member is different than what it showed you after.
Mm.
It was like
Okay.
a $59 membership.
Oh, wow.
So I did my
For a
video and I
year?
told the
1
people.
year?
Say that again?
For 1 year?
No, a month.
59 a month? Wow. Okay, now.
No. But I think it was like a trial. So I only paid,
Okay.
I didn't pay the full $59. I literally canceled that. Let me see. It's in my email. 2 days ago.
Okay.
But the reason it's so expensive, it's because it lets people know when somebody is about to lose their home. So if you had the inside track on whether somebody was about to lose their home, you can then go to that house yourself and say, I'll give you this amount of money because I know you owe. So that's why it's so expensive.
Okay.
It did not give me the information. But then yesterday, I got the actual county court documents, and her house is in foreclosure for $1,650,000. Do you have any thoughts, Layla?
Well, I want to say I feel bad. I really don't feel no way, to be honest, though, because I don't care for her. Ever since that reunion, that royal reunion where they were in the bathroom and she was like, tell me what other white woman you're going to find that's going to go sit with 5 African American women and get hammered. Ever since that comment, like, well, really probably before then, but she lost me. Like, she lost me. I don't follow her. I don't keep up with her. I feel no way about her losing her house. In general, that's unfortunate, but for her, it's hard for me to find empathy for her because I just don't see it for her. I don't see it for Kim Zolciak or what is it, Croy Bierman? Either of them. I don't see it for him either.
Kenny said in them baby kids, don't forget about them. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching RHOA, I love NeNe and I love Kim. I thought everything she did was hilarious. Like, she literally said they were at Deshaun Snow's horrible event where nobody was buying anything and it was a charity event. And she literally says, I'm going to buy this cuff. So she goes outside to talk to Big Papa, and it was like a pink diamond cuff. And the lady comes back and says, oh, yeah, I'm so glad, you could wear this to, a red carpet. And she looks at her and she said, I would wear this to the grocery store. I fell out of my seat.
Yeah, I feel
that was hilarious to me. And then after she got with Croy, actually, my mind changed about her when she said that she locked her car doors on the way to Candy's house.
Yeah.
That was it for me. There was like 2 little black girls following them around, getting the house tour. You are basically putting down this woman's brand new home, something that you couldn't afford because she paid cash for hers. And you're telling little black girls, oh, Candy, you got your pool inside. Excuse me. That's great because you don't need the sun. Like, you're saying all of these horrible things.
I missed that.
Yeah, she said, that's great that yours is indoors because you don't need the sun. Something like that. And I'm just like, and Riley and the little girl who were following them around, that was like disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Celebrate. Good times come on. Congratulations on your accomplishment. I'm so happy for you and your success in your channel. It's time to celebrate. Thank you for your
Yes.
intentions.
You know, you're at 25K. I really believe that you can get to 100K by the end of the year. If you're at 25K right now, like
You
you
think?
can, yes, because that's the way it happened with me. Like once you get on a roll, like YouTube will promote your channel, like it can happen within a year. So we can get you that plaque by Christmas, I would say. Christmas 2023.
I appreciate that. And whenever I talk, I always speak very fondly of Layla because I followed her for so long. And in getting to know her, she really is the person that you feel like she feels like your friend in your head from the jump. It's her voice. No, I'm being serious. It's the way you deliver your stories.
Yeah.
She's the real deal. I know one of my subscribers said they were going to join her class. Layla actually teaches people how to do this for real, how to make YouTube a career. I don't know if you want to tell them how to find your class, Layla.
It's you can go to the Business of Blogging with Layla Lynn or just Business of Blogging with Layla Lynn. It'll take you to the same website, and it's a business course about how to set up if you're blogging on YouTube or any other platform. Really, it tells you kind of like how to set things up, because when you're on these social media platforms, you don't own them. Like just like we talk about Kim and foreclosure, like your channel can get foreclosed on. Like these things can be taken from you. It's in your terms. So it kind of talks about how to set up your business to where you have ownership, and you have kind of like a foundation to your business.
I'm still going to take her class. I just haven't had time. Layla, I just told her today.
I'll put you in it.
Layla, I just told her today. So my subscribers know what I've been going through with like the caregiving and stuff like that. But I just told Layla today, time is an issue for me. I can come out and I can do these videos and I really have a good time because it takes me away from my real life when I hang out with you guys. But I definitely do intend to take Layla's course. Ty is a success story from Layla's course. Ty's Hot Mess History.
Yes.
Is that it? She has over 100,000 subscribers, millions upon millions of views, and she took Layla's course.
Yeah, she did. She took my first course.
Oh, there's multiple.
Yeah, and I'm going to come out with another one because this most recent one is business, but I'm going to do a creative one because a lot of people ask me kind of like creative type questions, like how to edit, really like functional type things. So I'm going to do another one that's more on the creative end.
I know somebody else that took Layla's course. I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't. Josiah's World.
Yeah, Josiah. He took both of mine. Yeah.
He's really good at editing. Like he can put together a video. So, and no, this was not Layla. Layla did not know I was going to be pushing her course, y'all. Just FYI. I got another. Marta D says, "Congrats, Mims. You're the most genuine and kind YouTuber." Thank you, Marta. I appreciate that. I really do. Well, how do I get this? How do I get Kim off? Stop sharing. Okay. Thanks, Marta. And then Trent, of course, Trent. Am I late? Always, Trent. Always. Thank you so much, Trent and Martha. And the Real Estate Insider. Another dude who's doing big things. Real Estate Insider has like a bajillion channels. He's doing so great on YouTube. I've seen some of his stuff. 500K. He's really like doing big things. Thanks, Real Estate Insider. So for me personally, I don't ever want to see anybody lose their homestead. I really don't. Right. But when you have a situation where you kind of just like thump your nose at everybody and you're like, I'm not leaving my house until, and I will be here. And I remember the night that she was kind of like, she was a little tipsy, I'll say, allegedly, just from what I was watching. And she was speaking very frankly about how the bloggers had lied on her. And I'm sitting there like, I always have the documents. I saw the actual documents. I went to the court steps. I know exactly where they sold your second mortgage. I know the real estate law that says you cannot sell or you cannot like take somebody's homestead for a secondary mortgage. I know all that. But for your first mortgage, your primary mortgage, they definitely can. Why didn't you get rid of a Rolls Royce? Why, like, you had to have known months ago that you were not making these payments.
Right. In my opinion, it's all ego. It's like delusion, like not living in reality. And we do love our housewives, a little delusional, like, that does make for great entertainment. But then in their personal lives and in their personal business, it's not great. And so, in my opinion, it's probably her delusion that made her not really take care of it the way she needed to take care of it.
I'm sorry. There were so many things. I think she's already sold the townhouse because a lot of people were saying she was going to go back to the townhouse. I believe she already sold the townhouse. Papa had given her a ring that was worth like $100,000 a few years ago. I don't know if she still has that. I know Brielle was driving around in a Range Rover. You were talking about NeNe's rental Royce, but maybe you should have rented one too if you couldn't actually afford your mortgage.
Yeah, I see people in the comments saying that she leases her cars. That's why she couldn't sell them, because she doesn't actually own them, which wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me, but then you can't talk about NeNe having a rental Royce.
Right.
And I think NeNe still has that car today, so I doubt it was a rental. So I guess my reach is big enough now that a real estate, not the real estate insider, but somebody who does this for a business was saying that more than likely that 1.65 million was a balloon payment that she just couldn't come up with. Not so much like she just missed so many mortgage payments.
Yeah, bad idea.
It's funny that it was smart to purchase a home. I think it was like $800,000. It was unfinished and it was like molded. So they had to get the mold remediation and then redo it. Candy, I think Candy's was like less than $1 million as well. Went in and redid it. Kenya's less than $1 million as well. All of these people were smart to buy a foreclosure that wasn't finished or whatever.
Right.
Kim is the only one who's foreclosed on.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
So that means like Candy could come in and buy her home. No?
Technically anybody can. And
yeah.
The home is valued at, I think, between 2.6 to 3 million, and 1.6 is owed. So they might try to start at 1.6 and then see if it goes up. But if not, the bank has the option to go down. Just like her secondary mortgage was $300,000. The bank only got $275,000, I think. They didn't get the full amount, but they could take what they could get.
Yeah.
Or it could be a situation where they don't get the amount that they want, and so then they just don't auction it, and then they keep it and then try to find a seller for it. But either way it goes, it's sad. It's the only home your children have known.
I guess it's hard for me. Like I said, it's hard for me to find empathy for Kim. To me, I guess if you look at it from the kids' point of view, you could say it's sad. I'll say that. For the kids to have to move is sad. But in general, I think when people see the consequences of their decisions, I don't see that as sad. I see it as consequences. But we love the kids, so it's sad.
Fueled by Intention said, okay, so I was trying to do 25 for 25,000, but I'm new to this, so I had to do 2 transactions. LOL. Celebrate. Shout out to Layla. Glad to see you both. Thank you, Fueled by Intentions. So by now you all know that my sister is the person who I'm caregiving. And so she fully supports my YouTube and everything. And so I was telling her, I was like, I got a Kim story. And she was like, is it about that time she photoshopped her daughter? And I said, what? Allegedly, but you can go find this. There's a blog and there's I think it's in the Sun.
Okay.
There was a picture that was posted of Kim's youngest daughter, and Brielle posted it. Oh, you remember this?
It's starting to come back to me. I'm trying to remember which part she photoshopped, but it is coming back to me.
Brielle's was the natural little kid. But on the photo that Kim posted, the derriere and the nose, the derriere was larger and the nose was smaller. I don't know if you guys had heard about that. I told my sister, I was like, okay, I will bring this up because maybe, you know, my subscribers have like the memory. I didn't even know that happened. And I researched it and she was very, very much right.
Yeah,
that was
I remember
absolutely
now.
disgusting to me.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
disturbing. Very disturbing.
To now see where Brielle started to where she is now, and then know that your youngest, this little, you know, adorable kid, you know what I mean? Like, you can dislike Croy, you can dislike Kim, but the kids are that, just like kids having fun playing. Like, that was on to the next.
That tells you the mindset, you know.
I did a video this morning and it was about Busta Rhymes, Brandi Glanville, and Michael Darby. And I was like, where do you get that mixed?
Where else do you get them in the same sentence? I saw that.
So I want to get your opinion. For those of you guys who did not see that video, I will try to link it at the end of this one. But basically, it was Michael Darby's pattern of unwanted touching, Brandi's recent allegations of unwanted touching, and a woman physically, in my eyes, assaulting Busta Rhymes by slapping his behind, and then he threw some water on her.
Yeah.
I want to start with Busta because it really gets under my skin that we are at a place where men aren't supposed to say anything. Basically, you're not. So many people were like, or I'm sorry, let me show you the headlines. The headlines were all: woman who grabbed Busta's butt says she didn't mean to. Busta throws drink. Busta throws drink. Busta throws drink. Busta throws drink. So you know how the media works. The narrative isn't that Busta was assaulted at that point, even if the end of the headline says by a woman who grabbed his butt. The main part to that is Busta throws a drink. So it's like Busta assaults a woman. And I really don't like that. To me, I felt like I would never hit a woman, but in the event that you SA somebody and they just throw water on you, that's the least that they could do. His reaction could have been so much more. He could have gone and put her in jail for SA. Where do you stand with that, Layla?
Well, I feel like his reaction, like it kind of happened so quickly. And I kind of understand from my own experience being in a situation where you just react. Like, it's not like you think about it and then react. You just react. And you could tell as soon as he felt that touch, he turned around and threw that drink. So I felt like it was just like a spontaneous reaction, like spur of the moment. And I do feel like technically it is assault. Like if you're when Michael Darby did it, it was assault. So not just technically, it is assault. But I don't feel like the woman, like she said she didn't mean to, but like
I had to get, I'm sorry.
I feel like it takes intent to grab somebody's butt. Takes intent. Like if you didn't just bump into them, if you grab them, any part of their body, that means you had the intention to grab them. So I felt like she was lying. I felt like she wanted his attention. When you see the video, you can see her trying to get his attention. She doesn't get it, so she grabs his butt kind of to get his attention, and then she's kind of like waiting, like, is he going to turn around? And then we know what happens.
You got what you got. He's married, I believe. This is a married man, just living his life. I think security should have prevented that from ever even happening, because that could have been a knife or whatever. He needs to reevaluate who his security detail is. But for me personally, when I started seeing some of the dialogue being, he should have never thrown that water at her. You know what I mean? Why would he throw that water bottle at her? And all those things, I'm just like, so we are just completely okay with this man being assaulted. Then people were like, the allegations were Brandi Glanville had unwanted touching with Carolyn Manzo in both of her private areas. And the thought was, okay, well, you know, it's girl on girl. And I'm like, not only do I believe that it was unwanted touching, I feel like when Brandi told her side of the story, she said, Caroline said, I've kissed a girl before, but this is the first time that a girl kissed me back. That doesn't even sound like Caroline Manzo. If you've ever watched New Jersey, that woman would never speak like that. So you are basically saying that she has gone around and assaulted other women and they didn't want her back. Like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. I don't trust anything Brandi says. First of all, I don't watch Beverly Hills too much. I watch it a little bit, but I haven't seen her seasons. But I've seen her on Ultimate Girls Trip, and that was enough for me to know and not to trust Brandi. I don't see why people keep giving her chance after chance after chance. Like, I don't think she should even be on Bravo, considering her past. So I don't believe anything she says.
I think this is a nail in her coffin. I personally think, because I have been watching Beverly Hills since the beginning. I watched the beginning of Jersey. I've watched all of them. I personally think that Bravo is using Ultimate Girls Trip as kind of like a sounding board of whether they're going to bring people back. Brandi getting 2 stints on Ultimate Girls Trip is a good chance she'll be back. Eva, Phaedra, all of these people, I do think they're going to come back to the show to some extent. Brandi just messed herself up.
Yeah.
She allegedly told a producer, do you want to F me tonight? Speaking of Phaedra, now this is a little... did you see Phaedra's Valentine pictures?
The blue?
Yes.
I did. And I was kind of confused. You have the pictures?
The normal picture or the one with the candy in the mouth? Because I want to give you. I want you. Am I allowed to show
the candy?
It said, "I'm gonna show you," because it's not. It's not.
Oh,
too bad.
I know which one you're talking about. Okay.
Am I okay with putting that on the screen?
Sure, it's your channel.
Well, no,
I am not offended. Listen.
I was offended by this, Layla. I don't want to think about her other. I was offended by this.
You know what's so funny? I didn't get it until you said it just now. When it says wrong lips, I didn't even get it. I did not get it until now. I get it now.
I don't want to think about that, Phaedra. I don't. There are certain things that I don't want to think about, and they come up, and you're just like, "What?" I didn't want to get a visual of this, Monique. That gave me a visual.
I remember that. Like, we don't want to know. We don't want to know.
Diana says, congrats on your success, Mims. Well deserved. Celebrate everything. 125K by year end. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate it. One of my Canadian subscribers. And Trent said, Busta was a victim, unlike Terry Crews. Terry Crews, I don't like Terry Crews, but if what happened to him, if what he alleged happened to him, he was a victim. Do you know what what they're referring to?
Yeah, it was like a manager that walked up to him at a party and grabbed him. Yeah, I'm familiar.
I don't like Terry Crews at all, though. Thank you, Trent, for the super chat.
Yeah.
But if that happened, to me, that kind of like was a little bit of a slavery moment. Like what they used to do to slaves was literally go up to them and treat them like they would treat a bull. You know what I mean? You see if the bull is of good, stock and all that kind of stuff. They did the same thing to black men and black women. They would just line them up naked and see, what they were working with. They would touch them at their will. And for a Caucasian manager who has some power in Hollywood to go up to this man in front of his wife and grab him by the, y'all know what, that to me was just kind of like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So we got Ashley Darby and the no alimony. What do you think?
I try not to insult people. Like you said, I try to keep it classy, right? So I don't like to call people dumb. So I will just say less than smart. That's what Wendy Williams says. So I'll say that. when Ashley came on this show, I thought Ashley had a plan. Like, she's with this man, this older man that's worth like 8 figures, and she has this restaurant with them. So I'm thinking she has a plan, like she's going to get this money. But it's like, in the back of my mind, I know like this man, if something goes awry, like he's not going to give half his fortune to this woman. Like, why would he? And so I feel like Ashley is less than smart in this whole situation. Like, it appears, I could be wrong, but it appears that she was with Michael for the money, but she's not walking away with money. Like, she's walking away with babies. You know what I mean? And that's a big difference with walking away with money and walking away with babies. Like, one is money and one is, you know, responsibility. It's love, but it's responsibilities. And so it's like, girl, like, you played yourself. You played yourself. And I feel like exactly that's what happens when you marry somebody specifically for money. Like, nothing wrong with marrying up, but when it's specifically to get their money, like, I feel like that's what happens. Like, you're not going to outsmart him.
I said from the very beginning, when it comes to Michael, all of his money was made in the front end. So anything that it's similar to Candy, except Candy is still making money head over fist. With Michael, he was already kind of on the decline years ago when he had to sell his part of that hotel, right? He didn't actually own it outright, but he went in with a group and they were all part owners of a percentage. When you have to give that kind of stuff up, your real estate holdings are what makes your net worth for a lot of these people. All of that he came into before he was in the relationship with Ashley. Ashley was in the same boat that Quad was. You married for money. And unfortunately for you, by the time you divorced, you were making as much, if not more, than your spouse. So how are they supposed to give you alimony when you make more than them? That's the problem. For Ashley specifically, you never would have gotten Housewives. So without Michael, you probably still would have been with that woman. I think they said in Baltimore.
What, like
Ashley,
a lover?
Ashley had a girlfriend before Michael.
Okay. Well, maybe she should have stayed with her.
But she was a bartender. So when she met Michael, she was a bartender. She had a girlfriend, and Michael came around, and all of a sudden it was like, okay, yep, I love men. And then for Michael to fulfill those kind of like, how do I put it? How do I put this nicely?
It's a challenge.
For Michael to scratch that itch with the girl on girl stuff and to have Ashley be his kind of like beauty queen, you know, lover, it did something for him.
I can see why he was with Ashley. You know, an older man dating a beautiful younger woman. I can see that. Yeah.
And Ashley was the one who eventually didn't want to do the girl on girl thing. But the point that I was making was you became so successful, you did not need Michael. But instead of owning that, you always said things like when she got into it with Candace, she was like, I'm with a millionaire. So you knew what it was. Then I did a video where I actually showed the clips where she was like, I'll get half. And she's smiling.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
Talking about the post-nup. And then laughing at the fact on another clip where she said, I don't pay any bills. I've never paid anything. So if Michael, who I don't like, presents all these things to the judge, you've set yourself up for not getting anything. Quad made so much more money than Greg. He was going to file for spousal support, and he was well within his right to do that. Atlanta or Georgia has a clause that says you have to keep the person accustomed. You have to keep the person at the level of the lifestyle that they've grown accustomed to. So if Quad, you're bringing in $1 million and Greg is only bringing in 500,000, then why would the judge give you spousal support?
Right. Makes
you're
sense.
In a G-Wagon, a Lexus. I think it's like 8,000 square foot home. Before we go, what do you think about? Do you watch Married to Medicine? Do you know it?
Yeah, I love Married to Medicine. That's one of my favorite shows.
what do you think about
They
Greg hanging out with Samore and her husband with his new girlfriend and filming with them?
some more?
Simone, sorry. Simone.
Oh. I
She's
was
saying some
thinking
more
the
because
comedian.
she's been doing a lot of really great videos on Nia Long and her sister Samore. So that's
Oh
why.
yeah. Okay.
No, but
Not
Simone. Sorry, Dr. Simone.
women. What do I think about Greg hanging out with Simone? I would
With
like to
the
see him.
fiance and
Yeah,
on the show.
I think that's great. Like, I like it. I like the drama. Like, bring it to the screen. Let me see what's going on, because it's kind of like natural. Like, for him to remarry, it's not unheard of. So bring him back to the show. Bring Quad back, and let's see how she reacts. Let's see it. Let's see how it goes. I'm all for it.
L'Oreal,
No.
thank you so much for the super sticker. I don't know where we are on likes, but just simply said get those likes up, people. It's a free way to support the channel. I never really felt like Quad wanted a baby by that man. When he ran down the list, you know, we found out that Quad was living in her car from Mariah. So then we found out that Aiden paid some of her bills. Mariah got her that job in pharmaceutical sales or as a pharmaceutical rep. Greg said that one of the requirements was that he had to get Quad a certain type of car. So when she started the show, he had gotten her like a Range Rover Sport. So when you're like piecing all these things together.
Okay, let's not skip stuff though. Let's not
Oh,
skip.
okay.
'Cause I told you this is my show, right?
Okay.
So it also came out, if we're going to be honest, it also came out that there was DV between Quad and Dr. Greg. So
Yeah.
when you say she doesn't want to have a baby with that man, you have to mention she doesn't want to have a baby with a man that's been violent towards her. And so, would you say make it make sense? That makes sense, right?
No,
That
I
makes-
definitely agree with. I was not gonna forget the DV situation. I was just giving one side of it, which was that she did
Okay.
not want the baby with him, and that's what she presented to the viewing audience. And they built that case that she was only with him for the money. Conversely, if there is a man getting physical with you, you probably will not want to have a baby with him.
Right.
However, you're on a show with him and your job is intertwined with being married to medicine. So maybe you put up the facade in the front, like, oh, you know, I'm just trying to get my money up. When in actuality, you knew you didn't want to, you know, have a child with somebody who was violent like that.
Yeah. I think sometimes you know stuff in the back of your mind, and it might not always come to the forefront right away. Like, you might know in the back of your mind you don't want to have a child with this man, but it might not be you might not be ready to verbalize it.
Yeah, I definitely.
Listen, these people over here, they got money. I like these
Oh, you're talking about
chats.
Rose.
Yes, I like this.
Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate that. Congratulations. Always praying for you and your family. I appreciate that. Rosie does hit me up in my DMs. We talk pretty frequently. She prays for my family. My subscribers know what's going on with me. I'm a private person, but when I come on here, I share with them because they share with me. So thank you so much, Rosie. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, that I try to be fair. I understand exactly what you're saying about Quad, but I also see the other side of it as well. I did not like Mariah. Quad was my girl, but I saw such a difference in Quad when she got Sister Circle.
Yes, I was gonna say that too. Yeah, she did change.
It
Yeah.
almost felt like she thought that this was her ticket out of Married to Medicine.
Mhm.
And what happened was the behind the scenes, they didn't even want to do that show. The president of that network initially
Phaedra.
greenlit it and thought it was going to be a great idea. Nobody else did. The ratings weren't great. And when it got dropped, Quad then kind of had to come back with her tail between her legs to Married to Medicine. But Married to Medicine thumped their nose at her and was like, we're going to just make you a friend of the show. Unfortunately, you can't get rid of Quad and Mariah, so they needed Quad, and she probably got a raise to come back full time. Do you think she played the part the way that she should have? Because she really tried to produce that show and really threw Toya under the bus these last couple seasons.
Yeah, I don't like when anybody tries to produce a show. I say leave it to the professionals, even when it comes to RHOP. Like, leave it to the professionals. Let them pick and choose like what they see going on in your life that they think will be good for the TV. So no, over the past few seasons, I haven't really liked what I've seen of Quad. It seems like there's a lack of, how do I say it? It just seems like, I'll give an example. Well, the accusations with Toya, not Toya. Yeah, Toya.
Yeah,
with Toya.
Yeah, Toya.
No. With who got robbed?
Toya. Oh no, it was Anila.
With Anila getting robbed and then her blaming Toya. Okay, that's I don't think Toya robbed that lady. I really don't think she robbed that lady. I don't think she set her up. Like, to me, I was like, Quad, I'm gonna have to end it here. Like, it's been fun. But I gotta think out, like, I'm no longer like Team Quad because of that. Like, why are you blaming Toya for this lady getting robbed?
I loved Mariah and Quad as a unit. Separately, I did not care for them as much. But I'm a straight shooter, pow. I'm always gonna be honest. Even though I did not like Mariah, when she threw out that Coca-Cola claim, and Mariah said Coca-Cola, when she did that, I knew that it was a lie.
You think so?
Well, once she got her hair follicles done and they tested it for the not just 10 years but for life.
Okay.
Layla, what am I missing?
I mean, I don't want to make any allegations, but it is like allegedly. But I was told differently. When you say you believe that it was a lie, I was told differently, but I can't verify it, so that's why I didn't report on it. But yeah.
Well, okay.
That's the whole can of worms. Yeah. That's a can of worms. Because what was the whole point? Like, throwing that out there, what was the whole point?
I think Mariah lied too. There's no way Quad would be sleeping with your brother-in-law and then you forgive her. Your sister, whose husband she allegedly slept with, forgives her, and then their children are in your wedding.
Yeah.
All of that was a lie. I mean, and I showed up to her house and she was in my brother-in-law's t-shirt. Like that.
Mariah is so dramatic.
I will not come off my chariot and throw tomatoes with you.
Yes. I miss that. That's the Married to Medicine I miss. I used to love that. That's a mess. Guys, this has been so special. I want to thank Layla. Maybe when I am ready for Phaedra to be on Married to Medicine. I am ready for that to happen. Shay, thank you so much. I do know you pray for me. Shay is another one who hits me up and definitely checks on me on my Instagram. I appreciate that. Lorenzo said, Quad is on the struggle bus. And I hope I pronounced this right. The nurse, thank you so much for joining the membership. Thank you, Lorenzo, for the super chat. Thank you again, Rosie, for the super chat. Maybe me and Layla will collab because I will definitely be invested in Married to Medicine this upcoming season. Yes.
I think that Phaedra will add an element that the show is missing because Phaedra does have the lifestyle and it's different than Married. I feel like when the Married to Medicine girls present a lifestyle, it's kind of forced. Maybe not Dr. Jackie. I love her home, but like with the Toyas, you have to come. I think Buffy was crying and she was like, you need to come back because my closet makes people feel better. What?
Yeah. In real life, that it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
But I feel like I know for a fact that Phaedra has a house with Versace wallpaper. Phaedra's new Buckhead mansion is fabulous. I'm interested to see it. I definitely will be reviewing that show. Are you going to be reviewing it?
I'll spill whatever tea comes out. I'll, spill a tea on it. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe
definitely.
Layla will grace us with her presence
Yeah.
on one of my reviews of the show. I think that's pretty much it. You heard about Buffy suing. Buffy is now suing Instagram.
Why? Tell me why. I have not heard. I have not
I
heard.
really, I like reach out to people. There are a few I don't really care for Buffy, but there are a few people on Instagram who've had their pages taken down. Queens of Bravo, Jay's reality blog. These are people with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I did not know that Buffy was too. She played some content that wasn't hers, and they took her page with like 130,000 subscribers down after just one instance. So she's suing because of all of the money that she's lost. It's not that I don't like Buffy as a person. I don't know her as a person. I didn't like her story arc on the show. I think she, smart. I just didn't care for her story on the show.
Yeah, she's very smart. If you follow her on Instagram
you can.
She gives like, oh yeah, that's right. My bad. I guess that's her point. That's her point. You can't follow
She's gonna use this clip. Layla, she is going to clip this out and she's gonna say, Layla Lynn mentioned me.
I do not give my permission. I don't want no parts of nothing. But I'm sure she's on TikTok. So if you follow her on TikTok, she gives like financial advice and stuff like that. She's a very smart woman.
I put on one of the message boards I didn't like her character, and she responded to me.
On what message board?
Like a long time ago when she was on the show, I just put, I think that this was a bad casting decision. And she responded on like a Bravo. What were you saying though?
I don't know, but I want to know, what did she say?
She said something basically like, I'm not for everybody or something like that. And I was just like, you're really responding to me about my opinion on a Bravo YouTube. But I did want to bring up a couple people. They didn't get back to me yet. There are Queens of Bravo. It's a big blog on Instagram, shut down. Did you know that?
No, I've heard of them.
They got shut down. And so did Jay's reality blog, also on Instagram. They both had like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I was gonna let them, if they had wanted to, they could have came on this live and kind of told their story and told people to go follow them, because I feel bad. You have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That's hard. Excuse me. That's hard work.
Yeah.
But definitely, guys, if you remember Jay's reality blog or Queens of Bravo, look them up. They have both developed new channels with similar names. Definitely go support. I feel horrible that Instagram took this, but like Buffy, Instagram is not playing and they are taking people's channels.
Yeah.
Or what's it called on Instagram? Is that a blog?
I guess pages. I just call them pages, Instagram pages. Yeah. So that's why when we talk about the business of blogging, that's why you have to not rely on one platform. And that's why if you go to the business of blogging with Layla Lynn, if you're blogging, this course is really for people who are kind of like already creating content or really thinking about it, like seriously thinking about it. It tells you how to set yourself up to kind of like avoid things like that. And if things like that happen, how you can already be set up to recover.
I will be taking her course. I just have to like get my life in order, but I definitely will be taking the course. I know for a fact. I think Ty said that. Well, I don't want to say this, but she said it publicly. Ty makes a nice chunk of change.
If you never mind.
I'm just gonna say she said this publicly, and she said it was through the help of your course.
Yeah,
that's all I was gonna say. People want to know how much your course costs.
It is a one-time payment of $67. $67.
That is extremely affordable, and you
Yeah.
have a testimony from somebody who has 100 and some thousand subscribers now.
But that's actually a different course. I don't sell that course anymore because what I found out, and this is why I also want to do a course that's more creative. What I found out, and this has nothing to do with Ty at all, because Ty is very creative. But what I found with that course is that it included like a lot of like creative concepts, and people, instead of being inspired by those concepts, they would repeat them exactly. And so that's not the point. Like, to me, when I'm like teaching, it's like I'm trying to inspire your own creativity. I'm not trying to inspire you to copy my creativity. So people like Ty, who has her own creativity, like what Ty's hot mess history, like it's her own thing, like the hot mess stories from the past. That's an example of adding your own creativity to what you glean from other people, and that's what works best.
Well, that's your testimony from Ty.
Yeah.
I will definitely be taking the course. And there was something else on here. Oh, can I buy a t-shirt? I have reached out. I'm sourcing that kind of stuff. I had told people once I hit 10K that I was going to put out my merch. I haven't had time. I literally haven't. And I don't want to give you guys just a t-shirt. I want to make sure that it's material that you can wash and that you can keep. So I'm sourcing that through somebody who I know who owns a company who does it. I'm going to get that out. Like, things have happened for me much faster than I thought, and I haven't been able to catch up and do things that I know that I need to do. So, but thank you guys. I appreciate that. My sisters are both like cursing me out. Why don't I have a hat? Literally, I put my hat on and my sister was like, I'm glad you took it out of my kitchen because I was sure going to keep it. I only have one of these.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this, Layla. It has been really great to get to know you. And Layla is who she is on her channel. Such a nice lady. Definitely go support her. I have her name linked in the description. But yeah, check her out. She gives you some really good stuff. I was watching her Tia Mowry story a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah. I got more to say on that because after I posted that Tia Mowry video, some more stuff started coming to my phone. So I got to follow up on that. But thank you for having me. I feel honored to be here with your 25K celebration. And like I said, I do believe you can get like another 100K within the year. Once you start rolling, it's very, very possible. So get your stuff, as far as like your merchandise or whatever you want to do on your channel. Go ahead and get it rolling because it happens fast. The growth, it happens fast.
You guys, please follow me on Instagram because I do need to get my Instagram followers up. I didn't even want to ever be on Instagram, but once I had a YouTube channel, I was told I had to. So follow me on Instagram. Make it make sense now. Last question for Layla. I don't consider myself a blogger, but do a YouTube channel only. Would the class still be helpful?
It really depends on what you're doing on YouTube. I'm not familiar with your channel, so it really depends on what you're doing, like what your goals are. So yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, this has been wonderful. Layla got to get back to her family. I got to go back to my caregiving duties. 25K. Thank you. And we'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Bye.